Welcome to TDUCU Stadium for the 2024 homecoming version, the virtual homecoming version. Thank you, coming live from the stadium. This is Mike Paday, class of '89. We're so glad you could join us this afternoon. Our little pregame show here before the Houston Cougars take on the Utah Utes right down here on the field behind me. Now, it is still TDUCU Stadium. You might have heard an announcement last week that TDUCU is becoming Space City Financial, so that's a mouthful. So I don't know if it's more of a mouthful than TDUCU, but it is becoming Space City Financial, so this will be Space City Stadium appropriately before too long. So we're glad you could join us today. We've got a great program for you. We've got folks from all over campus. We've got deans from the Hilton College and the College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. We've got my great colleague, Rebecca Gentry, is going to talk about our centennial. We've got some of our board members who are going to talk about our volunteerism. We've got some volunteers. We, of course, bring the juice with David Bertman, who's run the Spirit of Houston for 25 years now, and he's going to probably overwhelm us with his enthusiasm, but we're glad he's here. And then, of course, we've got the new athletic director, Eddie Nunez, joining us as well. And, of course, we are going to whip around the country. We're going to go to Fort Worth. We're going to go to Dallas. We're going to go to Orlando. We're going to go to California. We're going to go to New York. We're going to go to Denver. We're going to go to Austin. We're going to give you a little peek into what our volunteers are doing around the country on this beautiful, crisp, I can't say crisp, I don't think it's 87-degree day here in Houston. If you're watching here live on the virtual homecoming or on the recording that we send you later on, we're glad you're here. We're glad you're one of the 339,000 alumni from the University of Houston. And right here in the city of Houston, we've gone over 215,000 locally. So your university has gotten much larger than it was probably than when you were in it. I know in 1989 when I graduated, the university had 27,000 students. And now we have nearly doubled that number as we get closer to the centennial in 2027. So a few things about the University of Houston Alumni Association as we get ready. You can see on your screen, we've upgraded this year as well. Our incredible production staff has got cameras all over the field, so you'll get a chance to watch some warm-ups. At some point, I'll be smaller and it'll be bigger, hopefully. But you've got me talking you through and inviting these guests in, kind of in a TED Talk format. We're going to have them in here for about 5 minutes. We're going to talk really quickly about what they've got going on and how they're going to make your life better as an alum. And the students, all 48,000 students at the University of Houston this semester are going to become alums. We're graduating about 10,000 students, alumni a year, and you can see why now we'll have 340,000 alums this coming December, which is just an incredible number. Of course, you know your Alumni Association is here for you. Our website address, obviously, is HoustonAlumni.com. We've got a lot of things coming up. Our Alumni Association, whether it's the Alumni Association proper or our foundation, which is the 501c3, which runs the constituent associations and networks, has got a place for you. We've got things coming up like ways to participate in scholarships, our Distinguished Alumni Awards in the spring. Of course, we've got our Cougar 100 program coming up on February 25th of 2025, where the fastest growing Cougar-owned and operated businesses in the world will be recognized on our 12th annual Cougar 100. If you're looking for ways, if you're a sportsman and you're looking for ways to participate, go to our website. You'll find golf tournaments. We've got one next week. Engineering's got one in a couple weeks. The men's golf team's got one in 2 weeks. We've got fishing tournaments and poker tournaments and loteria tournaments. And we've got something for everybody. So you'll want to find that on our events page. And upcoming as well, interestingly enough, we won't have Jason Smith on this particular show, but we're probably going to do another one of these in March. It is another legislative year. And as you know, the last time we were on last fall was just before the election. And I want to thank all of you out there. Prop 5 here in Texas, if you're a voting Texas member, passed, which granted the University of Houston a $1.3 billion endowment to help us grow and aspire to be a top 50 program. So we are still climbing towards that. Top 75 public institution, climbing quickly towards top 50, Phi Beta Kappa chapter, all the things you need to be a fine, incredible institution in this country. So we've got 47 alumni associations and networks you can join. We've got them special interest, we've got them shared interest, demographic, geographic, and one for every college. And as I mentioned, you're one of those nearly 340,000 alums. So as we keep going today, I see my friends out in California. I'm not sure why, with 2 time zones difference, we decided to go California first. We'll have to check that. Britta, I apologize. So we got Britta Marquez is out there in Southern California, and she is hosting a watch party for today's game, which I'm glad it wasn't an 11 o'clock kickoff. I think we have Britta. We got Britta up. Britta, can you hear us? Working on Britta. There we go. Oh, Britta are you muted? Oh, see? $1 in the bucket. Britta was muted. Oh, you're still muted, Britta. One more dollar in the bucket. I'm fundraising. You're still muted. You're still muted. I'm fundraising as we sit here.
Here we go.
Hey! We're up $2 more for the endowment so far with the Zoom mute. So, hey, Britta, how are you all doing out there in Southern California? Oh. I'm not sure what happened.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now you're back.
Hi.
Now we can hear you. Go ahead. Awesome. So I know the Southern California group has been growing over the years. We've got about 4,000 in that area. You're down in Orange County, and I know you're in the hotel business, or I'll call it hospitality. You're in the hospitality business, and we really appreciate you stepping up and being a part of the 4,500 alums that we have in that area. So thank you for joining us today. You're in charge of making sure Utah is a Pacific Coast team, right? So we want all of our Pacific Coast alums to make it happen out there today. We appreciate you joining us, right? Go Cougs. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you very, very much. All right, we're going to bring in our next couple of guests as we get cranking up here. We're going to back up. We've got Sean Keene from the Alumni Association Board and our friend Jason Payne from the Alumni Association. Gentlemen, how are we doing?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well. Are those microphones on? Yes?
I do think so.
They are? Okay, good.
I think
You know,
so.
we had a little technical issue, so I had to make sure. It's always somewhere in the show, Sean. Somewhere in the show there'll be a technical issue, and today we started with it.
Let's knock it out.
So we have 5 degrees between us, right?
That's
You have
correct.
3. Jason has 2.
That's
right?
correct.
So you guys are new members of the Executive Committee of the Alumni Association Foundation Board. So give us a little behind the scenes of what it's like to be on that board and what the goals are of our foundation.
Certainly. So I'll start with this one. Yeah, so it is honestly our foundation board supports and cultivates the alumni groups all around the country through various parts of the community. So whether it's an interest or it's a community or whatever brings you to being a Cougar, there's a home for you. And we help cultivate those communities and give them infrastructure.
So you have 3 degrees. So which one are you participating in? Tell us what your degrees are in.
It depends on the day. So Hilton College, so
The best
go
one.
Cougars. Yeah, so we've got a lot of Hiltons, but Hilton College, and then I went back for MBA, so Bauer as well, and then I taught at the Hilton College. Well, I was an adjunct at the Hilton College for a little bit,
That
but
counts.
had the privilege to do so, and
Absolutely counts.
so lots of hospitality here.
Yep. And Jason, tell us a little about you.
Well, I started with the political science degree at the University of Houston. Started in 95, fall of 95, and went straight through to law school at University of Houston Law Center. So I was at the University of Houston for 7 years straight. And so I graduated from law school in 2002.
2 professional students, apparently. Way more smart than me. See, even the way I said it is a little intimidating to you guys. So I know our board just had a retreat, and we've got a couple things coming up, right? Legislative advocacy is a big deal.
Correct.
Last year with bond passing for $1.3 million. That, as an alum, what does it mean to you as you're in the community thinking about the University of Houston aspiring to be a top 50 university?
Well, it's great. One of the things that I learned in our last retreat was that the city of Houston needs a major university in the city. As the University of Houston goes, so does the city of Houston. And so it's very important that we move forward to be a top 50 public school in order to advance the city. So even if you're not a graduate or an alum of the school, it's important that all get involved in order to move the city forward.
And they say, Sean, they say that when you see all the things that happen on the university campus, when you're in your office and you look up at your degree, you feel like it goes up a little bit higher every time something happens on campus. Is that kind of true?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, all boats rise in a high tide, and this helps with the grasp and the reach that we have with our current alumni, and as well as also the reach to future students and how we bring in more offerings and just better the experience for everybody here as a Cougar.
So now that you're on the board and your sentence or service time, I'm sorry, is 6 years. Is there anything in particular? I know you're involved with the LGBTQ Alumni Association. Jason, you've been involved for years with the Law Alumni Association. So
correct.
in your particular areas, what's going on in your areas that you want to talk about not just on our board, but in law? Tell us what's happening maybe in law and some things that are going on there, and you can hit us up on how the Red Dinner went. Okay?
Well, First of all, we have an amazing new law center now, much different than the law center of 2002 when I graduated. And so Dean Vane is doing a great job at the law school right now, and the diversity of the school has increased, and we're looking to really grow that program and move it up in the ranks as well.
Yeah, sure. And so for the University of Houston LGBT Alumni Association, obviously it's been a few years of transition, but we are figuring it out, and the University of Houston supports us as the best they can, and they do a great job of it. So we've had Red Dinner, which is a gala fundraiser that supports the University of Houston LGBT students through emergency crisis aid and academic scholarship. We just finished our 5th one. In over 5 years, we've raised about $150,000.
Oh,
so all
wow.
of that goes straight back to students, and we just try and help them make sure they get across the finish line.
And that's really it, right, guys? I mean, the foundation and our constituent associations raised about $240,000 for scholarships last year. I think if you asked any alum or even a faculty member now, they would say, what's the thing? And maybe even the president would say, if she was sitting right here, we need to endow scholarships. We need scholarships for students. University, college has gotten more expensive.
That's right.
And you try and take the right number of credit hours, not 140 to graduate with 120, right? Don't change majors 3 times in the middle, right? You didn't do that, did you, Sean? Well,
Once or
maybe.
Twice. Spirit of Houston, though.
Spirit of Houston. So if you're, exactly right. So, but I think that's really important. And if people want to get involved, and you're on your pulpit now for the Alumni Association Foundation Board and the 47 groups we have, what would you tell somebody who wanted to get involved? What do you get out of being a volunteer?
Just get out there and find your community. I mean, and even if it doesn't feel like it is, you will find it. And whether it's an activity or a community or a group of people, you will find it, and you will find family members you didn't know you had. And then you can give back and become even a better, closer, tight-knit part of the University of Houston.
Right.
How about you, Jason?
And not only that, once you get involved, you're improving not only your experience, but also the university as a whole. And then as you participate, you're getting more return on investment on your degree.
Okay, do we have a tellable favorite alumni or a favorite student memory? It's homecoming. Do we have a favorite? Did we jump in the fountain? Did we scale up? What did we do? Come on.
Well, David Burtman just walked in the room, so I don't know that I can say that one. Again, Spirit of Houston was an amazing
we have to air the program.
time.
We don't want to have to. We don't want to have to edit
Why
it
don't you
down.
start with this? I'll find a new one.
Well, I think my wife is watching, so I'll say that I met my wife in front of the University Center. So that's my favorite memory.
Well, that's well done on many fronts.
All right, now one I can say. Okay, in my time at the Hilton College, I was able to be part of leadership for both Gourmet Night and Hall of Honor, and just being able to apply the practice of the lessons you have to the trade and really create this whole wonderful experience that both highlights international students or international hospitality organizations all across the world while practicing your trade was a wonderful experience.
And then you're going to tell us later what that other one is. Well, thanks, guys. We really appreciate your volunteerism, being on our board, all the things you do for the Alumni Association Foundation.
Thank
Go
you.
Cougs.
Go Cougs.
All right. So that's Sean and Jason. We're now going to go to the capital of the state of Texas, the great state of Texas. The capital is Austin, Texas. We have one of our thriving alumni associations in Austin and 2 of our favorite people, Philip and Leslie Schultz. I know it's a lot. It's a lot of buildup. It's a lot of build-up, Philip and Leslie. So how are you guys doing in Austin today?
That's a lot. We're doing great here, Mike. Thanks for having us. Yeah, we're live here at Waterloo Ice House in Austin, Texas on Burnett Road, and we have watch parties here every single football game and most basketball games, and really try to build up the alumni group here in Austin.
So you guys started your first scholarship about 18 months ago, right? And tell us about how rewarding that's been to get your first scholarship going.
Very, very rewarding. We gave away our first scholarship this past school year, and we also endowed. Speaking of your last host there, we endowed the scholarship for this coming year, and we raising money. This past year we did an auction. We raised about $5,000 for the first year, and we are looking to start another auction in the spring to raise additional money to support scholarships. And we are always looking for donated items for the scholarship that we can do, and so yeah, be on the lookout for that. We're excited to raise money for the Cougs and get Austin area Cougs out to Houston. So.
Yep, and it's another legislative year, so we'll be coming up there to try and
Yep.
talk the tax handing out people to get us some more funds, right? So we'll have some events. I know you guys had a huge event last year for the basketball tournament there at Waterloo, and you packed the place
did.
out. Are you expecting some more big watch parties in Austin as the basketball season ramps up as well?
We absolutely are. We're a basketball school. It's hard to I love it, and definitely we get bigger crowds for our basketball watch parties, and definitely we'll be here at Waterloo both at the tail end of this year and going in the spring into a March Madness.
Well, you can see why the two of these folks right here, Philip and Leslie, were the Volunteers of the Year a couple years ago for the Alumni Association. So thank you guys so much for all the work you do in Austin. Have a great party today. You're in charge. Leslie, you're in charge of getting the win today. I've left Philip in charge 7 times. He's 2-5. So
Yep.
You're now in charge for the last 5 games of the year. So figure it out, right?
I'm normally the
You get-
go-to in the house if you want something to happen. So we'll see.
Thank you guys very much. Go Cougs.
Yep. Go
Appreciate
Cougs.
you very, very much.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that's fun. Austin. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Mike. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Happy game day.
Happy game day. Thank you for joining us. So my colleague Rebecca Gentry is joining us, and we're going to talk something really, really fun, right?
Really exciting.
Really exciting. It's about to be on top of us. The Centennial is in
Less
2
than 3
years.
years away. So
right?
this time in 3 years, we'll be well towards the tail end of the centennial year. University of Houston celebrating 100 years. It's hard. It's very
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah, it is. I think I've been here for 80 of them.
Oh no, Mike. You're looking good.
So there's a lot going on. We've got some stuff we can show while we talk about this. Now, there's a
Absolutely.
bunch of ways, not only where people can get involved, but some things. Tell people first off the web where you can go and look at all this yourself. We're at the UH.edu, I'm sure.
Yes, and if you actually go to our giving page, there's a whole spread about our Centennial Project. So we are really excited. You've heard a lot about the transformation and the vision for the University of Houston to become a top 50 public university, and we really think that the campus needs to reflect that as well. And so it's really more than a beautification project, and I hope you'll really enjoy looking at these images. It's really about activating our student success goals, because we know when students have a place to make memories and to make traditions, that will last with them for a lifetime.
We have more buildings than this now, I think.
Yes, look where it all began. I love this picture, and as you see how it's going to grow up over all these 100 years, we really are taking the campus to the next level. And so a couple of things that we're excited about are there's a heavy investment in additional lighting and security for the campus, as well as sort of the formalization of 5 primary entrances so you know you've arrived. But most importantly, the undertaking of 3 primary areas, and you'll be wowed by these images that we're so thrilled about. So University Drive, where you come into campus and you see our student center and the Hilton College and the hotel, and heading towards the which is on the other side of the E. Cullen building, is we'll be taking Farish Hall down, and this will expand to an enormous green space that it becomes really the heart and soul of the university. And then across into our arts district, the beloved space of Wilhelmina's Grove. Wilhelmina is actually part of the founding family of the University of Houston, and so it's
a really pretty spot.
Beautiful spot,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so many park-like spaces. What's exciting is we'll be planting more than 1,000 trees, returning the natural tree canopy to the campus, increased shade, which we all know in Houston we need, and lots of places that are going to be more pedestrian friendly, where most importantly vehicles can't go. So we're really excited to see this underway. The work has already begun, and over these next 2.5 years, all of this is going to transform and be ready by the beginning of 2027.
And that's not really a lot of time.
It's not a lot of time, which means amazing people, architects and planners and people with jobs who make magic happen are really well underway. We've hired OJB landscape architecture firm, which is renowned in the world, and so they've done a lot of campuses. So we're in good hands, I think.
And there are some fundraising opportunity or some giving opportunities, I would say, right off the bat early.
Yes.
Tell us about those.
Sure. So we are seeking philanthropic support for this amazing project, but we also, outside of the general support of the project, we have 100 centennial benches that will be placed across the campus with a special plaque where you can memorialize or honor somebody, which we're very excited about. We've had a lot of positive response to this. So I really encourage people to let us know if they'd like to show these images in their offices or to have someone come speak. You want to host something in your home. We would love to have people get together and just get excited. This is for everybody, including Houstonians who want to come take a walk or a picnic or enjoy before game day in 3 years, right? They'll just take a walk.
What's your favorite part? Everyone has a favorite part of a project. What's your favorite part?
Wilhelmina's Grove is actually the very first project I worked on when I came to the university 11 years ago. So I'm excited to see it go to the next phase and really be activated by the arts. But I think that Centennial Plaza will be iconic and really cement us as the place, whether you're having graduation there or tailgates or career fairs. I just love the idea that alumni and students will have a place to make new traditions and be very proud. Everyone can, this is Houston's campus, so I hope everybody out there in Cougar Nation will get involved. You know how to find us, and we'd love to help bring this project to you and make it happen.
And I wouldn't be doing my job having you as a guest if I didn't ask you about public art. I know you love the public art collection. Rebecca is the driving force behind the revitalization of our public art and the public appearance image of our public art being pushed back out, because it's an incredible collection at the university.
It is incredible. So what many people don't know is that more than 50 years ago, we, the Regent Aaron Farfel at the time, had the vision to create a percent for art program. So every time we build a new building on campus, 1% of that construction cost goes to our public art collection to acquire art, to conserve art. Our collection is now more than 650 pieces spread out amongst all of the system universities. And it ranges from large-scale sculpture. Many of you have been to the Moore's Opera House. I think the Frank Stella is our most iconic piece. And we are finding ways in this Centennial Project, what you're looking at, to place the art in intentional spaces so people can take an art walk. But we also do a lot of outreach and engagement for young students and families. You know, when they can come to campus even at 5, 6, 7, 8 years old and be introduced to the campus and see art that they may never have seen, we know we're doing something right.
Well, we know you're in your sweet spot with both of those projects.
Yes,
so
I'm excited.
Thank you for joining us.
Great to have
Rebecca
everybody.
Gentry.
Nice to see everyone.
You'll be getting more information from
Yes,
Rebecca.
let us
She's
know.
the best. We've been on this ride together for over a decade now,
yes.
so it's we've come a long way, and we've got 2+ years to the Centennial. So
and in the
excited.
Centennial, we're going to dress up like Shasta and
that
Sasha,
may or
right?
may not be true. That may or may not. That's enough. Your time is up.
So, have a great game day, everyone.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Rebecca. All right, now, I made this mistake last time we did this, and I guess I'm going to make this mistake again. We are going to go to Central Florida and see our friends, the Jacksons and the Herreras and I don't know what group is there at the moment, but it's usually an unruly group in Orlando that is ready to go. Hey, how we doing in Orlando?
Yeah!
How we doing down there? You guys doing well?
Yeah. We're doing great. So it was nice of you to start with Orange County, California, but now you're out in Orange County, Florida.
That's exactly right. I forgot about that. See, this is why I have you on, for knowledge like that.
Yes.
We should probably have the ladies in front if we wanted to dress this up, but I see we've got Cindy holding up a banner. They're what a great to see you guys. So we've had events in Central Florida the last couple of years when the football team has come. The football team does not go to Central Florida this year, but the number 1 ranked Cougar basketball team is coming on January 18th.
Looking forward to that in January, and as you can see, we have a small but mighty gathering here today. But looking forward to having more of the Central Florida alumni. I know you've got that amazing number memorized of how many alumni we have in the area. If you remember what that one is, Mike?
In your area, it's about, the I-4 corridor is about 3,500, and in Orlando generally is about 1,600. Yeah, you got a lot. I expect great things. Spike's in charge. I don't know. He's that could be a bad decision.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Hey, this is my concern for all of you. Are you all empty nesters, or does anybody have a kid at home? Still?
Well, there's one in the background there. She's waving.
Oh, look at
Bianca
that.
back there.
Did Bianca get expelled already? How did she make this? I didn't take. All right. Just think. I appreciate you guys very much. We'll see you in January. Thanks for all you do for us all year long. Thanks for being enthusiastic alums. We love you guys. Go Cougs.
Oh, thanks for having us.
All right. They're the best in Orlando. The absolute best. Speaking of the absolute best, well, we're going to do it. We're going to do it again. People say you need to bring back David Bertman. He's full of enthusiasm. Hi, David.
Hey,
How are you doing?
I'm great.
Well,
I'm great and excited.
of course you are.
I mean, this is homecoming. What
Yes.
a better moment. The only thing that could be slightly different is if it weren't, 90 degrees and we were had a tiny bit of fall in Houston.
little
but
much.
We're celebrating no matter what.
So how's the spirit of Houston? Give me a little. I know you're in the music world totally, in the McGovern College of the Arts now, but I hate to say this, you're rolling in your third decade around here, so you've seen some growth, right? So tell us about the growth of the music program and specifically the Theater of Houston, but generally the music and the arts program since it became a named college.
Right. Listen, bringing all this together when we're one unit, and we know this in every area, when we come together as one, we are powerful. And I think what's happening in the McGovern College under the leadership of Andrew Davis and all the directors is something that has not happened yet, and it is a collaborative effort. We just had our first Catherine G. McGovern College alumni tailgating. They joined the Spirit of Houston, and so it was a great moment. Some of those alums were coming out and with the Spirit cheer and dance and band alums and mascots. So you're starting to see a really cool collaborative effort, not just in the areas of the arts, but in how the arts are integrated and involved in the campus. You're seeing more things happen at our medical school. We're having concerts in different places of the university. We're doing art showings in different places of the university. Rebecca Gentry just mentioned about the public art. We've been now even in our band camps, we do a tour of our public art because really it is unique and it's really unheard of to have something so spectacular at a public university.
So we have to keep everybody short today because it's pregame and we're trying to get a lot of people in. So
And I gotta conduct the
the last
national anthem
question I'm
still.
going to ask you is there a special show today? It's homecoming, so you better
better
the
believe
alumni band is back.
Yeah, well, we have the alumni are all with us tailgating. Cameron's put together a good show related to alums' musical eras. He's been doing a show every year related to the past. Our pregame, what I love about our pregame, it is the original drill that Bill Moffitt did in the 70s when he first got here and really created the entity of the Spirit of Houston. And I'll tell you, Mike, I want to do a shout out to you as well. This Alumni Association and Mike Paday has continued to support the Spirit of Houston in every endeavor that we do. From the mascots, which we know he has a special connection there, to our twirlers, to every aspect of the Spirit of Houston. There's no greater person on this campus than Mike Paday and the Alumni Association, and we appreciate all of you.
Well, you're the best. Thank you. I
Go
appreciate
Cougs!
that. David Bertman, who is with all things Spirit of Houston, all things McGovern College of the Arts. So we're now going to Denver. We're going to make up some time here. Our friend Chris Oakes is in Denver, which can only mean bad things is happening at the Society in downtown Denver. Chris, are you there getting ready for a watch party today? You got us? I can see you, but we can't hear you. Oh, Chris.
How about now?
Hey, there we got you. How we doing?
We're doing
You are
great.
live.
We are the Rocky Mountain Denver Alumni Association of U of A, and we're ready for homecoming. It's going to be amazing.
And really quickly, I know we're getting everybody in here as quick as we can. We haven't been to Colorado with a sports team in forever, and we're coming with basketball in February. You got to be excited about that.
Come on out. We plan on having a huge group of people to be able to go. We're going to try to plan some pregame festivities, and hopefully we'll get a whole bunch of folks out there. I already have a bunch of people from Houston and other parts coming out. It's going to be fantastic.
Well, you guys are the best. I appreciate you. We're making up a little time here, though, so I don't want to cut you short, but I know your enthusiasm is good. Hopefully we'll see you here in town soon. Thank you guys for all you do in Denver. We'll see you in February. Go Cougs.
Let's go Cougs. Thanks, Mike.
All right. Hi, Glissette.
Hi.
How
are
you
you?
doing?
I'm good.
Glad you could join us. You see how we're running along.
Yes.
Glissette Santana Rouleau, if that name is familiar. Her worse half works in the Alumni Association. She is the president now of the Valenti Alumni Association.
Exactly.
So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
I'll ask you just a couple really simple questions. Why do you volunteer?
I
Like you don't have enough to do? You have a newborn?
No, exactly. No, but I found some extra time on my hands, and I wanted to make sure that, I gave back to the university that gave me so much. So I learned so much here during my time at Valenti and with the Center for Student Media and the Daily Cougar. And so I really am invested in this university, and I really want to invest back. So.
And Valenti, I have said for a long time, we need to get that to be a college.
Yes.
And it's inside
agree.
of class. We'll talk to Dan here in a few minutes. But anyway, how was your tailgate? You guys have really revitalized the Valenti Alumni Association. It's
Absolutely.
really doing very, very well.
Yes. No, we had a great tailgate. We had a 360 video camera, and Greg Ward and Alex Cooper were out there taking 360 video. We had a lot of engaged alumni come out, and we raised some money while we were at it. So it was a fantastic tailgate.
What's your next event coming up that people want to get involved in?
Yes, our next event is November 7th at William Price Distillery. We're having a trivia night and a canned food drive. So anyone can come out, open to anyone, Valenti alumni or not. But we're super excited, and we're having a canned food drive. All of the canned food that's donated will be donated to the Houston Food Bank.
Well, I learned a long time ago, I don't do Rubik's Cubes, Dungeons and Dragons, or trivia nights. They do
I
not
love
fit my
trivia.
personality at all. Is
Yes.
that your space, trivia
Yes,
nights?
I love trivia.
Well, you guys, on behalf of all of us and you representing all of our volunteers, thank you for all that you guys do to give your
Absolutely.
time to make our alumni associations go. And folks can find not only the Valenti Alumni Association on our website, but all of our associations and networks. We have 47 now. I don't need to tell you.
Absolutely.
Taylor will tell you that we have 47 all over the country, all over the state, and there's something for everybody, right?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
We
Mike.
really, really appreciate it. Okay, so thank you to Glissette for joining us. We are, I think, going to New York. Are we going to New York? I don't know if we're going to New York. You know what we'll do? Let's go to Dallas. Can we go to Dallas? I see Cole. Cole, can Cole join us? I think so. Let's bring up Cole. As you know, folks, we're going around the country and we're going to our watch parties, and we're doing this by technology. In the meantime, Diego's going to come up here and join me, so in case we have a technical problem, we can go right to Diego. All right, we're going to get Cole up. We're having trouble getting Cole. We can come back. Did we get him? We're adding. Cole. What do we got? No? Yes? Yes? You're on mute, Cole. You're on mute. $1 in the bucket. He's on mute. We'll tell him he's on mute. We'll tell him, Diego, he's on mute. Grab a microphone. So I'm going to bring Diego in here while we do this. Iggy, are we good? We got Diego up here.
Yeah.
We'll come back. Diego, how you doing?
I'm good.
You're good?
It's been a great day.
This
so
is quite
far.
an outfit you got going on
Thank
here today.
you.
Diego Arriaga is our student government president. Now, you've been the president since April.
April 1st, yes.
April 1st. How's it going?
It's been great so far. I mean, there's a lot going on. There's been a lot that we've been, up to. I think our biggest thing, though, right now is that we managed to register about almost 2,500
I was
students
it was in my notes, Diego. How did your drive to get students to register and to vote go?
It went amazing. One of the highest turnouts, actually across the entire Big 12. Second place was only 750. So I will, brag a little bit there. We registered 2,500 students, which is
Nicely
about
done.
almost 40% of the new freshman class.
So it's a big deal to have a voting location on campus too, isn't it? That's it
Yes.
because they don't just give those out, but to have one on campus is a big deal. And what does it mean to the students to have that access?
It's been amazing. I mean, it's obviously it's the functionality of it. It's really easy for students to just go in and vote. And in between classes, they go into the student center and they're like, "Oh, let me grab a bite, and then I'll just go vote real quick."
Right. So, what is everybody becomes student, and everyone who wants to become Student Government Association president has an agenda.
Yeah.
What was your main agenda, and how much of it have you achieved now that you're in month 5?
Yeah, accomplished quite a bit. I ran on a few things. So the biggest things were student culture, making our student culture brighter, more vibrant, especially now we're in the Big 12. Second was kind of finding new ways to kind of promote our safety on campus, the things that UHPD does, the things that, students can do to protect themselves, as well as, partnerships. We actually partnered with the DA's office as of late, and that's going great so far. And then our last thing was parking, trying to find new innovative ways to kind of solve some of the parking issues that have happened around campus. We've managed to decrease the cost of parking in some of the garages by $150. And on top of that, we've managed to, as well, try to find new innovative ways that we can give students more access to parking.
Excellent. So you've got 6 months left. Part of that's in the part of that is it 6 months? Yeah.
Give or
Got a
take.
holiday in there. What's the one thing you want to try and get done in the next 6 months? Is there one? There's probably six, but what's the one?
It's a very long
get
list.
one.
My
What is the
executive
one?
agenda is real long, I'll tell you that. I think the biggest thing is leaving an impact. Whatever that may be, the last thing that we do. There's like 1,000,000,001 things that we could do, but I think there's one that we are going to strive for, something related to culture. And I want that to be a part of the legacy I leave behind.
Nice. When do you graduate?
I graduate in 26, so a year and a half.
We got you around for another, and you can take your master's so you could be here for the centennial.
Oh, well, I plan on going to med school, so
There you go. Perfect.
I'll be here for another 4.
All right, Diego, thank you for all you do for the university. Thank you for what you do for our 48,000 students, and good luck the rest of your tenure.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it.
That is Diego Arriaga, our SGA president. We got a couple new guests. What did we do with our cities? Can we bring one of those up, Iggy? Did we get one of those guys up one more time? I don't think so. And
New York
you'll
is
get them.
here.
Why don't we? Who's here? Who was that?
New York is here.
New York is here. All right, let's pull up New York.
Woo!
Hey, Horalina, where are you? We're trying to see you. We're trying to see where you are. I can't get you. I'm looking for you on the screen. They're trying to bring up. Hey, there you go. Hello, New York City. How are we doing?
Good. We're here at our local bar where we host our watch parties. We've got a great group for us. We're joined with some Barcelona fans that are still here from the game against Madrid. So you might hear some noise in the background, but we're all here and we're ready to cheer on the Cougs as we get ready for the homecoming game.
Well, thank you guys for all you do in New York. I know we've got 4,500 alums up there. I'm sure these two guys that are about to join me have come to New York a few times, and we appreciate every time we come with the open arm welcome we get from you, and thank you for everything you do up there for our alums, and we'll see you in the spring at our next event, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right.
Go
Cougs. All right. Hello, gentlemen. How are you? Grab a microphone. I am joined by my two esteemed colleagues here, the dean of the I have to say it slowly. The College of Liberal Arts and Social Sciences. I don't know why I can't say liberal. My dean is over there, and he can't explain why I can't say liberal arts and social sciences either. And the dean of the Hilton College of Global Hospitality Leadership, Dan O'Connor, Dennis Reynolds. Thank you guys for being here.
Yeah,
How was the tailgate?
It was great. Yeah, saw a lot of alumni. It was a fantastic environment.
Yeah, we had one of the best turnouts we've ever had. It was fantastic. Great energy.
So we have these little TED Talks, and it's kind of fast. So I did a little research. It's not quite largest and smallest alumni bases, but it's close. Architecture has a few less than Hilton, but obviously class, which is some crazy number of the undergraduate population, 40%, and the Hilton College of Global Hospitality, about 10 and about 90. So two totally different objectives to get your alums engaged. How do you guys look at that alumni space? What do you think is important?
Yeah, like most things in class, we have to compartmentalize. So we do it by areas rather than everybody all at one time. So sometimes we'll focus on social sciences or even a particular department or something like that. And the events that people are interested in as alumni vary by these disciplines. So we have to sort of partition it out.
You guys go from what, sports administration to communication
Everything,
disorders
English, economics, history, government, you name it.
I don't know who put that together back when, but maybe,
I don't either. I'd like to talk to him.
Break
though.
that up a little bit. Dean Reynolds, the Hilton College, is a year into a new hotel.
Yes.
And a year into a new global master's program. You
Yep.
got a lot going on. Tell us what's happening in the hotel.
Things are great. Our alumni base is stronger than ever. We're having a lot of fun. Our global masters. We just celebrated our 10th year, which is very exciting. We all flew to Hong Kong to celebrate and take all our graduates out to dinner. So it's been a fantastic program. It continues to be really, really strong. Great graduates, great placement rate, great starting salary. So we're proud of that.
All those are important.
All those are very and we just launched our undergraduate, our virtual undergraduate degree. So the first time ever to have an online degree for undergrads. I fought against it forever, but during COVID, what we learned is you can actually do a really good job teaching virtually. There's some things you can't do. Wine tasting is a good example of things you can't do. Tell a bunch of 22-year-olds to go buy 6 bottles of wine and just have a taste of each one. Didn't work. But
Shocking.
Most of the other classes we do online, we're actually very good at doing. And then we can pull it off. And then next year, we'll start our online doctorate, which will be the only third one in the world. So we're extremely excited about that. For people in the industry who want the initials after their name, and for people like at a community college who need a terminal degree to move on. So that'll start next year, and we've already got, I think, 3 people enrolled, so which is pretty exciting.
So I know the university has the goal, obviously, to be a top 50 public institution. What does that mean in the minute and a half we have left in your spaces? What does it mean in class? What does it mean in Hilton? Is there a priority in that space, whether it's graduation rates or new programs or retaining faculty? What is the goal in each of your spaces to help make that happen?
Graduation rate is one of the key things we need to improve at the university to get in that top 50. And my college has not only 11,000 undergraduate majors, but we also serve the state core. So we literally, everybody is a class student sooner or later. So we have to do both those things well, serve our own majors and serve that state core piece, because they're largely taking classes in natural sciences in ours in the first year. If we do that well, they'll be retained. If they're retained, they're likely to graduate. So it's a very big role.
Dean Reynolds, how about your...
Same thing. I mean, retention is key in graduation rate, but I'm very proud that hospitality took a hit, the industry, the college, during COVID, and we're coming back. We had the most applications this year for freshmen than we've ever had in our history. And we've got a 38% growth in enrollment for freshmen.
Exactly. Now, on kind of a funny note before we let you go, so obviously hospitality is coming back, and class. What happens when somebody goes, let's add this major and let's put it in class? What is your response to that? No? Go away from here?
No, it depends. So we try to be responsive, of course, to the local industries and everything.
Yeah.
We're responsible, like everyone else is at the university, for the local workforce. So it depends on that more so than not one more thing. If it's the right thing, we do it.
And I think we're in the football stadium. We're about to play Utah. For the last year and a half, we have the team in the hotel, right? What has that been like to have the team
It's
staying?
been fantastic. It was funny because I was in my office today, and a lot of large people kept walking by, and it was great. And it's wonderful. They have a great rate to stay at our hotel, and these gentlemen can eat. Let me tell you. So we happily provide food for them. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, we appreciate you guys coming along. I have to get one thing in. Kathy Horn was here last year.
Oh, yeah.
And Kathy made me say that make sure that Dennis and Dan are not funnier than I was last year because she doesn't think you could do it. I don't know. You made a pretty good run at it.
I don't know.
We have to give her a hard time.
Kathy's Miss Personality.
We have some great deans, and these are 2 of them. So thank you guys for coming up and joining us today. We really
Thanks,
appreciate
Mike.
it.
Much appreciated.
Go Cougs.
Go Cougs.
All right, we got one other place to go before we get to one other guest, right? We've got to go out to the Young Alumni Tailgate. This may be a mistake.
I sure hope not, Mike. Can you hear me very well?
Chris Gervasio, one of the unbelievable leaders of the Young Alumni Association, is out. Chris, I just want to let you know, kickoff's in 14 minutes, so I'm going to need you to wrap it up out there and bring it in. I like your headset, though.
Well, Mike, we got a couple of things to finish off here. We got a couple of red solo cups to make sure that we finish out. We got our DJ to cut off, right? And Eddie, we got to make sure we have you out and make sure that we have a red solo cup with your name on it, my friend. We saw Greg Ward earlier. He took a couple of shots with us, and he said, "Where's Eddie at?" And we said, "Oh, he's gonna be here." And so you know what? It would not be homecoming without thanking Mr. Paday, Mike, and all of the huge alumni friends that we have here. You know, we're so thankful. We're so proud. As young alums, we're happy to be out here and making sure that we bring the fire inside the stadium in 12 minutes. So we'll be there. Don't worry.
Bring it. Bring the fire, and maybe I'll meet you there at halftime or post game.
We got you. We got you. Absolutely.
I'm going to jump in there. Eddie's not going to be surprised by this, but Chris is being honored as Volunteer of the Year next year at our Alumni Awards. This is not going to surprise you.
Congrats.
But he is. You can see why, right? Those do look like airman goggles on your head, though. I'm a little concerned that you.
You know what? I got rose-colored glasses for our football season, but let me tell you, this rose colors are for our basketball season that starts tomorrow. Cannot wait to see everyone tomorrow. Eddie, you're personally invited. I'm throwing a tailgate at 2 p.m. outside the Moore School of Music. I hope to see you there because we should always be having an alumni tailgate for the basketball first game of the season. Doesn't matter if it's an exhibition, a scrimmage, or anything. We should always be having a tailgate for basketball season because that is Texas. Let me tell you, my friend.
Bring it. I'll see you there tomorrow.
Chris, thank you, buddy. We appreciate it. And now it's 12 minutes to kick off.
Go Cougs. Go Cougs.
Go Cougs. So, Eddie, there you go. They said,
Wow.
Mike, why don't we put the Young Alumni Association on this year's show? And I said, from the tailgate? And they said, yeah, that'd be a good idea.
You know what? He represented really well.
He did.
I was a little bit worried. I'm not going to lie when I heard you were going to go to the tailgate, but you know what? He did what he did, and he did it really well. So kudos to him.
Well, let's take a step back. Welcome, Eddie
Thank you.
Nunez, our new Vice President for I always have to get that right.
Yeah, just say
Vice President for
AD.
Intercollegiate Athletics. 2 months, right? How's it going?
It's going great. It's going great. Every day, I'm learning more and more about this wonderful institution and the wonderful passion that our fans have. I've really enjoyed getting out to the events, not just getting out to events, but getting to know our great supporters. I mean, tailgating, seeing the passion they bring, it's been wonderful. It really has.
So 2 months in, you're obviously in evaluation stage, and you've got some unbelievable sports that are going on. Basketball, as Chris mentioned, is about to start. Football, you got the right guy, right? It's going to take some time to get Big 12 on the line of scrimmage. We all know that. But what is the one thing you've kind of found that maybe you're prioritizing in the future? I know you've got, we could talk for any amount of time about NIL and about transfer portals and about retaining good staff and all that. But I know you're a prioritizer in the time we've met. What's at the top of your list?
I think for me, yes, we have to figure out where we're going when it comes to the college football and our industry and getting a model that's going to set us up for success for the future. Besides that, I'm trying to make sure that we can maximize every one of our resources. We've got some things that we're trying to make it even better, from like merchandising and everything else, which I hear plenty about. But one of the things that's really, really important to me is making sure that we do what we have to do internally first so we can build the trust for our fan base. So those 2 or 3 factors are probably what's guiding us right now. We got some great people in our department, but really more than anything, we're trying to put us in the right position to be successful.
So basketball is about to start, and
Absolutely.
football's we're going to get a win today. Great. But basketball starts, and women's basketball starts, and you got volleyball going, which has been great. So how has it been coming from New Mexico to, and not that New Mexico doesn't have a great basketball tradition, because they do. Matter of fact, one of the worst nights of our life was in that building, right? We're not going to bring that up. But you got to be excited about what you do have in way of your coaches and your teams right now.
We get exceptional coaches. We're excited for getting basketball started, and then looking at everything else that's coming along. I mean, volleyball got a young team. They fought this year. They've had some great wins. They've had some tough losses. Soccer, again, another. They had a tough year this year, but they're still fighting. But to see the golf programs, to see everybody doing really well this fall, and then excited for softball, baseball, track, and everything else to keep going. The women's basketball, men's basketball. So there's a lot of upside. There really is, and I want our fan base to understand that. Don't just look at the wins and losses always. I know we all try to do that. We tried not to but it's important. But at the end of the day, you got some great coaches and great student athletes that are representing you out there, and we're going to win. We're going to win a lot of championships here.
But we are going to the field for the anthem. In the meantime, welcome to your wife and your beautiful daughters. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the University of Houston.
Appreciate it. Thank you
Best
so
of luck
much.
to you.
Thank you.
Eddie Nunez, our guest. We're going to go down to the field and watch our national anthem for the Spirit of Houston.
Please continue standing and put your Cougar paws in the air for the playing of the University of Houston alma mater, conducted tonight by Director of Athletic Band, Dr. Cameron Kubos.
University of Houston alma mater, true will ever be. We want to thank everyone for joining us here today. What an incredible day. Thank you to all of our guests as we go around the country, our friends up in New York and Orlando and Dallas and Orange County, California, and Denver and Austin. And thank all of them for joining us today as you watch the band walk down the field. It's homecoming 2024. We're so glad that you were able to join us today. I want to thank this incredible production crew who helped put this show on today. You have no idea how hard they work to pull this thing off and all the things they do to make this happen. We want to remind you as an alum to download the app at the University of Houston. You can have your alumni app. Just go to the App Store and click on Houston Alumni. You can also make sure you follow us on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, all the places that you would want to find your favorite alma mater. So as we get ready for the team to run out, we want to remind you there's a place for you at the University of Houston. There's 325,000 of you, and you have a place with us anytime you want to come find us on campus, find us online, wherever you need to. For all of them and for all of you at home, we want to thank you for joining us. We hope you had a great homecoming today. We are going to do this again in March, and we hope you can join us then as we get ready for your Houston Cougars to come out of the tunnel and take on the University of Utah Utes for the first time, actually, in a very, very long time. Utah started out 4-0. They're now 4-3. Your Cougars are 2-5, but on the up-and-coming basketball season starts tomorrow. Volleyball continues on through the rest of the week. And don't forget, we'll be looking for you for legislative advocacy as we come up in February. We're 2 years from the 100th anniversary, and that means we are 2 years from celebrating 100 years of history at the University of Houston, and we want you to be a part of it. As you look around this beautiful stadium tonight on what is not so cool evening for football, 85, 86, 87, something like that. The fans are ready to go. The students are coming in. You see Coach Fritz sneaking his way out in front of the team so he doesn't get run over. The original helmet buggy is on the field from the 60s. We've got alumni band in the stands. All of our students are ready to go. Matter of fact, probably we're having a hard time getting them to come into the stadium for the game. But a good tailgate tonight. We'll be home games next week against Kansas State. And then we want to find you. We want to hear from you. Send us a class note. Join the Cougar 100. Go online and join UH Link, where you can find 6,000 other alums that want to be a mentor or find a mentor or hire a University of Houston student. So on behalf of all of them, for all of us here in the stadium, we hope you had a great time watching our second annual virtual homecoming. And as we run out of the tunnel with the rest of them, we wish all of you the very, very best here in 2024 as your Houston Cougars take the field. Happy homecoming, everybody. Thank you very much. Go Cougs!
Tonight's toss of the play. Your captains for the Utah Utes, number 2.
MacArthur North, number 21, Kareem A. Reed, number 58, Junior Tupuna, and number 8, Grant Keefe. For your Houston Cougars, Stacey Sneed, Mackay Muse, Kentrell Webb, and Latrell McCutcheon.
Good evening, gentlemen. Utah, you're the visitor. You will call the toss. There's the heads and the tails. Heads, tails. What's your call? Heads. Heads. You called heads. It's a head. Utah has won the toss. The further option in the second half.